Of the 4 main lifts you'll learn on day 1, the press is the most sensitive and the one that almost always gets stuck first. Incorrect programming will keep it stuck for longer than it needs to be. Let's learn how to fix this today. Let's take a walk to the whiteboard. As you mentioned before, the press is the most ego-crushing lift of the 4, and for most people, this will be the one that stalls out first. We want to make sure that we know how to program this properly to keep making progress. The biggest mistake people tend to make is they try to stick with sets of 5 and 2.5 kilo or 5-pound jumps for longer than they can sustain. If you continue to do this, your press will get stuck for sure. So what this looks like in a typical LP is we're going to have Monday, Wednesday, Friday on week 1, and week 2, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. On week 1, we're going to have people press, of course, 3 sets of 5. Then they're going to bench 3 sets of 5. And then the last day of the week, they're going to press again 3 sets of 5. Now we want to milk this for as long as we can, but there's going to come a point in time where the 2.5 kilo jump in sets of 5 is too much. What's the first change we make? First and foremost, you need to get some microplates. If you don't have them, get some. 1.25 kilo on each side for a 2.5 kilo jump is not sustainable. So in our gym, we have 0.125 kilo, 1/4 kilo, half kilo, kilo, whatever. We have to make these small jumps. The first change we're gonna make to maintain our progression is to start micro-loading the press. So if let's say you're pressing 45 kilos for 3 sets of 5 and it was very difficult, there's a chance 47.5 may not go. However, 46 or 45.5 will go, so we start there. Step 1, start to micro-load the press. You need to have the right equipment to do this. Step number 2, phase 2, we're gonna do this. The second change we're gonna make is that we're gonna start pressing triples instead of sets of 5. We can't sustain sets of 5 like we can in the squat and the deadlift for too much longer than the post-novice phase. We need to make sure we change to sets of 3 early. So let's just say this is further on down the line and this is week, I don't know, we'll call this week 4 for argument's sake. Now we're gonna press, bench, and press again. We're gonna make sure that for the press, we are now changing instead of 3 sets of 5, we're gonna go to triples and press 5 sets of 3. Now the reason we do this is that this allows us to continue to add weight to the bar and keep the same 15 rep volume that we're accustomed to in our novice phase. So step number 1, microplates, start making smaller jumps, and number 2, change to triples. The third change we're gonna make is to increase the frequency with how often we press. In a standard LP, we're gonna on week 1 press Monday, bench Wednesday, and press Friday. For workout A and workout B, we're gonna bench Monday, press Wednesday, and bench again Friday. What this equals is pressing 3 times in 2 weeks and benching 3 times every 2 weeks. This is not enough stress to drive up either one of these lifts, especially the press. So what we need to do now is to increase the frequency with which we press. And a good way to do this is to bench and to press each twice every week for a total of 4 times every 2 weeks. And the way this looks will not be standard 3 sets of 5 or 5 sets of 3. We're gonna start incorporating some extra work, some extra volume. So on the press, I will have most of our lifters press with a volume day Monday of 5 sets of 5. I usually do these strict, put in brackets, strict. And the reason for this is the strict press without the hips forces us to really hammer down that bar path. The extra 2 sets across gives us more reps to practice, more volume, more work. That's why we put it there. On Wednesday, I will have us bench as well, a 5 set of 5. And on Friday, we'll start to practice heavy singles on the press and a heavy set of 5 on the bench. This will look like 7 times 1 on the press and 1 set of 5 on the bench. Now the reason for the 7 heavy singles, 7 to 10 heavy singles, is because most people start to miss press reps because they're not used to handling heavy loads, heavy weights, and pressing with proper form when the loads are heavy. So we do this to help them practice what this feels like. So now in a standard week, we're not pressing twice one week and once the next. We're now pressing twice every single week, including more work. This looks like a 5x5 strict on Monday, bench same thing Wednesday, and Friday, 7 to 10 heavy singles. And you'll find that as you program these in like this, along with the micro-loaded plates, your press will drive up for much longer. The press is such an important lift, but can be tricky to program. Get some micro plates, switch to sets of 3, and increase your frequency, and go from there. I'm sure your press will get moving again. If you'd like to learn how the barbell can transform your body and literally change your life, there's no better place to be than right here with us at Brussels Barbell. Strength matters. Find yours with us.